Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
All right. Hey, guys. Welcome back to our show. I'm your host, John Harcar, and I'm here today with Brett. Is it Synicky or Synicky? Synicky?
Sure. Perfect.
Okay. However it was. And we're going to talk today about the power of investing in what you know, especially when it pertains maybe to your retirement. Guys, remember, at Investor Fuel, we help real estate investors, service providers, all real estate entrepreneurs 2 to 5x your business by helping you learn the skills to help grow the business you want to grow and live the life that you want to live. So, Brett, welcome to our show.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate being here.
Good. Excited to talk about your journey. Excited to talk about the power of investing in what you know. But before we get into all that, why don't you tell our audience a little bit about you, kind of your background, your journey, and what got you here?
Sure. Well, I born and raised in Southern California. Been here my whole life in the Orange County area primarily. And I have, for the first part of my adult life, I worked like right out of high school. I worked a retail job, worked my way up to management, managed a large retail drug chain store, and bounced around a little bit doing that for about 15 years. In the middle of that, back when anybody who could fog a mirror could get a mortgage, I started buying rental properties. Now, mind you, I had great W-2 income. My credit was good. I mean, I was like the best borrower in the eyes of like what a lender would want, right, at the time. And so I started buying single family homes. I'll talk a little bit if I have time about, a couple lessons learned on that, but did that mostly in the mid to late 2000s. And then fast forward to 2014. So my wife's pregnant with our first. I didn't want to work the retail job anymore, and 9 to 5, more like 9 to 9, and nights, weekends, holidays, all that. So I actually cold turkeyed. Don't necessarily recommend that, but I cold turkeyed, got my real estate license, and people started lining up at my front door to buy and sell real estate, right? Actually, That's not actually how it went, but that's okay. Lots of lessons learned in trying to sell real estate in Southern California. Actually, my intention was to get my license to literally and figuratively open up more doors for myself. And it did. But I kind of lost track of that. I wanted to use it to invest in more real estate, and I got sucked into this retail buyers and sellers thing, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with it. You can make a lot of money in real estate, man, but it can also be a little bit of a grind. So I did that and I still have my license, although it's not my main focus right now. But I've had it for about 10 years, a little over 10 years now. Actually, it's 2025, isn't it? Almost 11 years now, and fast forward to a couple years ago, and actually I should go back. In 2014, when I became truly self-employed as a licensed agent, I opened up a solo 401k with a company called Sense Financial, and had that.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
For a while, I started hiring people, W-2 employees, assistants and such, so I couldn't qualify for the 401k anymore, so I got rid of it. Fast forward to a couple years ago, the owner of Sense Financial taps me on the shoulder, and we've been friends for a long time. He said, hey, I've been the only one really doing these consultations for almost 15 years. Do you want to come on with me? And the product we have, you have this background in real estate sales and investing, and I have similar background, and I could kind of clone myself through you. Do you want to help me do some of these consultations? And so I kind of said yes without too much thought, to be honest, because I already knew that I wanted to do it.
Sure.
And so, yeah, that was a couple years ago. And that's been my primary focus ever since, is helping people establish either self-directed IRA or solo 401k if they qualify.
Awesome.
And invest in alternative assets. So.
Okay, awesome. Well, let's go back a little bit, right? I like to find out when folks got into real estate and different struggles, maybe different mistakes they might have made, which could help our audience, listening, that might kind of be in those newbie shoes. So I think you said in 2011 you were buying single families for 2000 you were buying single families for more long-term rentals?
Yeah, it was 2005 is when I bought my first one, actually.
Okay, perfect. Give me some of the mistakes you think you might have made, maybe some of the challenges when you first got into it, and then the mindset to help you overcome and be successful.
Yeah. Appreciate the question. Well, first off, betting on appreciation as opposed to ensuring cash flow from day one. Okay, so that was mistake number one. Mm-hmm. The market was going to continue going up. I had money to cover the negative each month. I was okay with that for the foreseeable future, at least. Mm-hmm. 10-year interest-only loans, primarily. So, those chickens were going to come to roost at some point, and they did.
Right.
Okay, so 10-year interest-only loans. I could cover the negative. These things were going to keep going up. I was going to 1031 them, and they were going to have babies. And I was just going to continue to do that over and over and over again, okay? Now, my story is probably similar to a lot of other people in that time, but, the market didn't keep going up, obviously. 2008, 9-ish happened here in SoCal and beyond. And these were not properties in California. They were outside California, but the whole country was hit, right, with this Great Recession. And so they went down. I really didn't want to deal with the negative anymore, and so I parted ways with some of them. I actually did a couple short sales, which is a big pain. I did a few loan modifications. I kind of did as much as I could to see if it made sense to keep them. I was able to cash flow actually on a couple after doing some fancy work, but screws up your credit, does all kinds of nasty stuff, right? But that's what not to do. I think if I could go back, obviously I would have bought with cash flow immediately. I didn't know the concept. You make your money when you make the purchase, not when you sell or
on
whatever. Like, you got to buy smart, right? The numbers have to make sense. And for me, it was just like a bull in a china shop. I've got this money. I'm going to do these 5% down, 10-year interest only loans. And also I fell for, this is one key thing, and I'll be done after this. I really fell for the pro formas from these agents and in some cases property managers that were largely inflated, and the rents that they projected were not really close to reality. And that so on paper they actually looked okay, but I didn't do my own due diligence, and they ended up not cash flowing out of the gate, like, at all. So
okay, so what type of mindset got you through that crash, that dip, when everything just went to where?
Yeah.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Because a lot of people might have just hung up their shoes, right?
Yeah. Well, okay. So let me finish up my journey as far as real estate investing goes. So that's kind of been on pause for me. I haven't hung up my gloves, so to speak, or shoes or whatever, but I haven't purchased another single-family home since then, and that's partially because I wanted to be self-employed so badly that I was going to do it no matter what. And I've made a promise to myself, good or bad, whatever you want to call it, that I was never going to go punch a clock again. And I still stand behind that. And so what that did, though, is it caused me to, the consistent income was elusive for a long time. Right. And then in the meantime, I'm married. We've got a couple boys, 2 now. And so, the income required to kind of live the day-to-day kept going up, and my income kept going up a little bit, but not to the point where I had enough disposable income to start buying more rental properties. Right. So I sort of did get out of it, and still am actually technically out of it. I don't have any more single-family rentals right now at this moment in history, but plan to get back into it at some point. So
very cool. So then you got your license, but then now you're working for Sense Financial. Are you working for them, or are you just being a consultant? How does that relationship look?
Yeah, I'm a consultant, so I'm 1099. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
What do you like about what you do there? Right. I mean, can you tell us a little bit more about just for people that may be around here that don't know, what is a self-directed IRA? What are these tools that you help people use, teach, etc.?
Yeah. So the easiest way to say it is you can have a 401k or an IRA that's either with a custodian that most people know, right? Like Vanguard, Fidelity, Schwab, just to name a few. There's hundreds out there probably. And you can invest in what they offer, right? Stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and ETFs primarily. So the custodian is who actually restricts what your IRA or 401k can invest in. And it's a broker-dealer, so it's easy for them to just have you invest in stocks, and they can structure the fees easily, and they make a lot of money, right? These custodians. Okay. Now, that's not what the IRS allows you to invest in. The IRS actually only tells you what you can't invest in, and using your IRA or 401k. And that's not to get too far into the weeds on it, but that's essentially life insurance and collectibles. Like wine and art and stamps and baseball cards, and that's it. Otherwise, the sky's the limit. And there's some prohibited transactions regarding disqualified parties like you and your immediate family that you have to be aware of. But that doesn't impact the type of investments. That just impacts who you can invest with. Got it. So it's literally life insurance. S corporation stock is another one because you have to be a person, and collectibles. And so what we do is we create these IRAs and 401ks as self-directed vehicles. Self-directed meaning I can choose to invest in anything allowed by law. So most of our clients are investing in real estate or private lending, syndication, crypto a little bit, precious metals some, and there's a whole bunch of different stuff, but mostly it's real estate in one way, shape, or form. So
do people come to you and tell you what they want to invest in, or do you kind of sit back or look at them and what their goals are and say, hey, this is where we recommend?
The latter for sure. Although we don't provide investment advice, we are not financial planners, we're not attorneys. We can answer questions like that from the standpoint of, let me put myself in your shoes based on what you're telling me. Here's what I would probably do. But we always encourage people, you alluded to this at the beginning, John, we always encourage people to invest in what they know. And that's the beauty of self-directing, is like, if I understand how buy and hold rental properties work.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
It's going to, and I have experience doing it, it's going to be hard for me to lose money doing that, right? If I do it smartly and it's cash flowing from the beginning and I screen tenants properly, or I have a good property management company. So that's the beauty of self-directing, is you choose to invest in whatever you want. And I always recommend people invest in what they know. So when they come to me and say, what do I invest in? Which happens often, I say, well, what do you have experience investing in? And sometimes it's just Wall Street. And, you know, that's a kind of a different conversation in a different direction. But if it's not, it's private. I've been doing hard money loans for fix and flippers for the last 10 years. Okay, well, that's probably something you should start out with.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not giving you advice, but, you know, that's probably not a bad way to go.
Yeah. Well, since we're on the topic of the, power of investing in what you know, what if someone, they have no idea about anything with real estate, right? They have no idea about crypto. They have no about anything. Like, where now, if someone had to come to you and say, hey, I don't know what I'm doing, where do I go? Where are some good areas where people could make some good returns?
Yeah, well, usually I'm able to find out what they have an interest in, even if they have no experience in it. And again, it usually revolves around real estate, right? Hey, I've always wanted to invest in real estate, but I haven't had enough money personally to do it, but I've got this orphaned 401k from a former employer with, $400,000 or whatever. And so I'd love to invest in real estate. And I'd say, okay, are you more of, I kind of guide them down the path, right? Buy and hold, or would you rather be more passive and maybe lend money or be a part of an owner of a giant apartment complex? Like, what are your goals? And so I have resources in the form of just relationships that I've built up over the years with people I can connect them with. That might be a syndication operator, as an example. Yeah. And they have education upon education upon education on that topic. And so we refer them to them. They have to do their own due diligence. We're not telling them to invest with anybody, right? But I can point them in the right direction. And that's generally what I do. Now, if they tell me, look, I only want to invest in Wall Street, I say, okay, great. I'm happy to help you with this. First of all, don't misunderstand me here. You don't need us to invest in Wall Street. You can go to Fidelity or Vanguard and do it just fine. However, if you want a little bit of a better experience, and at some point maybe you want to invest in alternative assets outside of Wall Street, we should probably have the conversation about setting up a self-directed 401k or IRA now, as opposed to later. But we could always have the conversation later too, right? Like, right. I'm not strong-arming anybody. I'm just giving them the options. So
what are the mistakes that people are making?
Oh man, going to a competitor of ours. No, just kidding. Sort of. Rolling money in and then not doing anything with it.
What do you mean?
So they have, let's call it $100,000 in the S&P 500 at Fidelity. We create this I'll just use solo 401k as an example. We create this solo 401k for them. They initiate the rollover from the current custodian, Fidelity, into the new solo 401k, which, by the way, is a checking account. Okay, so this is just a regular checking account. It's non-interest bearing. So they roll this 100K in, they have these plans, and then they don't execute on the plans. And this 100K is sitting in the checking account, not earning anything. And 3 years later, they contact us, just as an example, and they say, hey, I haven't done anything with this. Can you remind me again about how to invest this money? And I say, You mean it's been 3 years and you have 100K in here and you haven't done anything, and the stock market's gone up like crazy, and then it's gone down a little bit, and then it's gone up again, and you could have had maybe 150 now by now, whatever. So that's the biggest mistake people make, is they have this plan and they don't execute on it.
Got it. What kind of trends are you seeing? Or are you seeing any trends?
I don't think so. Not necessarily. I guess I am seeing a trend, and that's, let me retract that statement. More and more people are interested in crypto than they ever have been. That seems to be trending up for sure. Part of that may have to do with the new administration, and people think that, Trump's going to be friendly with crypto, so to speak.
Yep.
We'll see. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I'm not an expert in crypto, so I wouldn't necessarily invest in it myself. I never have. Still, real estate, again, in some way, shape, or form, is the most common investment. But crypto's trending up for sure.
Yeah, and we're all hoping that real estate, and I think it's starting to get a little tick up again, but I know it's been a difficult past couple of years. For someone that has a 401k, self-directed IRA, how would they be able to get in touch with you as far as, those next step and being able to use it and invest and make money with it?
Yeah, appreciate that. I'd say our website is the best place. There's tons of education on there, and then you can book a consultation. There's a link for that on just about every page you'll go to, and that is cents, like common sense, not like dollars and cents, censfinancial.com, and just check it out. There's tons of resources. Again, Dimitri, the founder of our company, believes in keep it simple. And so we only specialize in 2 products, the checkbook IRA and the solo 401k. So you'll see information about those 2 products only on our website. And so it's pretty straightforward.
Awesome. And then what would you like to leave our audience with? One last thing regarding, the power of investing in what you know.
Think about it like this. If you have your 401k or IRA primarily in the stock market, S&P 500 as an example, you may not see it directly depending on the way the setup is with the broker dealer that you're at, the brokerage, but there are fees mixed in. Whether you see them or not, right? They come out of the transactions, they come out of the gains, whatever. There's fees. Those companies wouldn't be in business if they didn't have fees and make money.
Right.
Same with us. I mean, we have our fees, right? But all of our fees are flat. So we have a flat startup fee and we have a flat annual fee of $250. The annual fee is like nothing. And so when you get a return of $1,000 from whatever the investment is, 100% of that $1,000 goes back into your checking account. There's nothing taken off the top. There's no transaction fees. You may have a wire fee here or there. That's $20, I think, on the way in. But there's no transaction fees. So if you set up a self-directed account and you invest wisely for a decade or more, you can very easily take $100,000 to well over $1 million in a decade, like no problem. And by the way, you can do this in your Roth or your pre-tax account. So I would just urge people to count the cost of continuing to do what most people do as opposed to self-directing. I would just caution them against just sitting back and relaxing. Not that you can't do okay in the stock market over a long period of time. I know that you can. But 10% on average in the S&P 500 for the last 60, 70, 80 years, whatever it is not 10% when you factor in the expenses and the costs of having that money invested and everything else. But that's a true percentage, or darn close to it, in the self-directed environment.
Good. Well, I appreciate you coming on here, Brett, and really sharing all this stuff. I'll put all your contact information in the show notes, all the stuff that you sent to us. So, folks, if you're out there and you're in the Orange County area or anywhere, you want to talk with Brett about using your money to make money or from your IRA, reach out. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the show. I know I did. And I look forward to seeing you guys on the next one. Brett, thank you again.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.